Here we go.
What's going on?
Not a lot, man. It's been a busy day, and I am glad to get away from it and get into some comics today. How about you?
Yeah, man, same here. Just ready to talk comics.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, we got two going on tonight for Grody review. Of course, we have the much well-known Cyberfrog 2 Rekt Planet. And then we have what recently fulfilled.
Right here.
You got your copy right there? I actually got to go grab mine. But and we also have Phenomenova issue 2 from Vaughn Coleman over there at Rebel Oasis. So we're gonna dive into those. But let's check the chat real quick. I see we got a comment up in here. We got Zombie Boy.
What's up, Zombie Boy?
On, Zombie? Welcome to the party.
Thanks for jumping in last night. That was cool, man.
Oh hell yeah!
Glad to have you on.
Having Zombie on. Yeah, if you don't know about it on Indiegogo right now, go check out Subscribe Hero. Zombie Boy's putting a 100-page indie comic up there, and the sign-up's going right now. It's a really interesting looking book. If you like stuff like Rick and Morty and Adult Swim, that's definitely something to take a look at. It's going to be hilarious.
I'll put the link in the chat here.
Oh yeah, please do that. We're going to have a few links in the chat tonight because we're reviewing Rekt Planet because of the upcoming fulfillment of Dark Harvest, which is issue 2.9. So this takes place before Red Extermination, but after Rekt Planet.
Yeah, so it's like you have Rekt Planet, and then you have Heartstick Horror, and then you have Dark Harvest, and then Cyberfrog 3.
Okay, cool.
Which would be what? Red Extermination.
Right.
And then he's got the new ones that he's, I guess, about to launch. He hasn't launched the new ones yet, right?
He's got a lot launching at the same time. It's really odd that he does it. But, I mean, you know, he's always putting more than one book into the campaign, so I can't really complain.
You got to keep that machine going.
Yeah, of course. Get it. And then, of course, we've got Vaughn Coleman fulfillment with issue 2 of Phenomenova. This one picks up right after issue 1, and we'll dive into that. Do you want to do this one first, or do you want to do Cyberfrog first?
Let's do Phenomenova. Let's check out Phenomenova first.
Okay, let me get set up real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Which I have not read Phenomenova yet. So I have not read. Well, we kind of looked at the first episode, the first issue, but and we had Vaughn on that day. But I have not read the second one, so this is going to be interesting to see how this book pans out. What's going on, Edwin? See you in the chat there. Trying to pull up some links.
All right, got my camera and a little bit of lighting going now.
Is there is it? This is not like in demand or anything, right? What has Vaughn got going on right now?
Vaughn is getting ready to launch issue 3 in June, I believe. And I believe it's going to pick up right after issue 2, just like issue 1 did. I don't know any of the stakes that are going to be taking place in issue 3 because no stakes are really had with the enemy in issue 2. But there is an interesting concept for this young, immature kid to finally get his head out of his ass and start actually acting like a hero. That's basically what the story arc is for him this time around.
I like that cover. That's a cool cover.
Yeah, Lady Justice. I really like this one. Of course, he's got I forgot her name already. But we'll go with female Kenshi, Mortal Kombat reference. And then yeah, I'm horrible with names, dude. I read this immediately as I got it and already forgot their names. And then of course there's She.
Oh yeah. That does look like She.
But here we go. So we open up and we get a quick one-pager of a recap of what happened in issue 1. So what we have here is the news reporter telling them what exactly took place in the city and all the destruction that took place and how a life could have been lost and stuff like that. Let's actually like dive in a little bit closer here.
I like the artwork. Yeah, he's got a pretty good artist on this.
Art book I believe the artist is the same as the first, which I really like. This artist is really good. I do enjoy the artist. Let me blow up here. Ah, that's so much better. Of course, we have a dead indication to his father once again. My beloved, his uncle this time. Okay, dedicated to my beloved Uncle Scott, forever in our hearts. Scott Thomas Coleman, 1970 to September 11th. Okay, now I know what took place there. Anyway, breaking news. The manhunt for the Stormbearers, the supervillains responsible for the Sanctum City nuclear reactor heist, remains ongoing. The incident resulted in a citywide blackout and is being called the most elaborate heist in history. Nearly all Stormbearers successfully evaded the capture from Sanctum County's resident superhero team, Phenomenova. This has led to many to question the validity of such young superheroes to begin with. Speaking of young superheroes, Galvanite, the mysterious masked figure who rushed into the Sanctum City power plant during the heist, has been identified as 15-year-old Miles Hinsley, a freshman at the Gold Shore High School with a reputation for getting into trouble. And then down here, the title for this issue is called Down to the Core.
Oh, the artist is Philip Cruz.
Yeah. Philip Cruz, you're doing a great job, man. I really do enjoy your art. It's really well done.
When it comes to like these indie comics, this one does stand out. The artwork definitely stands out.
100%. Vaughn Coleman, writer, creator. Philip Cruz, artist. Hector Rubel, I'm going to fuck up that last name. Colorist. Jorge Medina, letterer. Joseph Carvelin, editor. Reed, Dickon, assistant editor. Okay, 2 editors. All right, so we should be getting some good shit in this one.
Right. That's a team right there. That's quite the team.
All right. So right after, they're watching the news, actually, and of course she goes...
She looks like she's listening to the news.
Yeah, she's a telekinetic and telepath, all that kind of stuff. Don't worry, I only caught a glimpse from our handshake. I do not wish to intrude. Did I skip a page? What the fuck? I did skip a page. Fuck. All right. So here he is. Here's Galvanite watching it on the iPhone or whatever. Hinsley is also the son of war hero James Hinsley, who played a key role in shaping the new Sanctum into what it is today. However, it seems his heroic legacy failed to carry over. And according to speculation, Hinsley's actions may have resulted in... And then, of course, she says, turn that garbage off. How did you... I'm a ninja, remember? And then we go, hotline, confiscate this and restrict him from all internet access. He needs to focus on the tasks at hand. So she's ready to get down to business, which she's going to be his trainer for this issue. And then here is the new character, Hotline, aka Satara Prasad. I don't know what her name is, but Hotline, that's a really good name for a character. I do like that.
Satara Prasad. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Prasad.
And she's got a great look. I do like the little V line going down to the belt. It's nice. I like that little abdomen V line that they got going on. That's always cool. She's got a good look. It's basically what I got Brick House in, but with different color code to it. So I'm not against it. I don't hate it.
I've seen this costume before, like this type of costume.
Yeah, you see it on a lot of females.
The sports bra with the rogue jacket,
right?
Low cut belt, and like utility belt.
And then, so she confiscates it, put it in her. Oh, she gets a little notification on her pager. They use pagers still.
Yeah, that's interesting.
They use beepers still.
Wait a minute, how does Vaughn even know about pagers?
I know.
He's way before his time.
Knowing about that. That's crazy. Great 90s reference there. But anyway, here comes another new character. You have already met Detective Calvin's son and Marshall. Now meet Georgia Cecilia, or as she's better known as
That's all right. Well, there's a thing with names in comic books that I'm noticing. Yep. Dibbonaventura. So Dibbonaventura. Dimine.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with Cecilia.
I'm sure that's a real like last name, but it's like better than like Yaira or
Yeah,
or what is the other ones? I can write. It's like drink until you vomit, and then you got the name of your character.
right. So we got Estrella. Yeah, that's what I'll call it, Estrella. And then she is a woman of many talents, an exceptional pupil of mine, and a member of Phenomenova. She says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Miles." So he looks at her, "Pleasure to meet you too, Estrella." And then they talk a little bit down here. Let's see what it says. Do I look at her eyes or? As long as you're respectful and your attention remains on me, where you look makes no difference. That's a lie. Keep your eyes up.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes up, kid.
Not me. She can't see what I'm looking at.
She can read your mind, though, so she knows what your intentions are.
Well, then there's no point in hiding it.
Yeah.
Just keep looking.
But yeah.
Because if you're like deliberately trying not to look, she'll read your mind, right? Mm-hmm. So there's no point.
Right. So she's over here reading his mind and everything. Don't worry, I only caught a glimpse from our handshake. I do not wish to intrude. Besides,
yeah, he's a teenager. That's got to be gross.
Yeah, no shit. You don't want to go in there. That'd be like Power Girl going up against.
Yeah, if you had that power, like if girls had that power to read minds, which would be the worst thing on the planet.
Oh, dude, they'd cower into a corner and need a psychiatrist.
Yeah, and teenagers would be the worst. Although some people might. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. So her power, she's calling it as psychometry. I'm just going to say she's telekinetic and able to read minds. But she can absorb information and everything from the environment around her. All it takes is a touch, and she can get some info out of you. But anyway, so she's here. She's talking to him about some stuff, and there's his mother. They want to train him to do better, to be a better hero.
Earlier, you had on this page, and I was like, "That girl looks exactly like Phenomenova, the redhead."
Yeah.
And now, okay, that's his mother. That's actually that's good then.
That's his mother, like and she's about to sign a waivers that they can train him and kick his ass until he's ready to take his place on the team. And he's like, "Wait a minute. Well, I guess I don't really have much of a choice, do I? I mean, I've already been busted anyway." It's like, yeah, that's right. So just to get a recap of everything that took place, because they need information from what he saw while he was inside the power plant. And so she reads his mind, and he gets like this blast of mind melding that goes on, just recapturing everything that happened in issue 1. So they can figure out what's happened. And they're trying to investigate the damage that took place in the Sanctum City. So she's done. Links ended. There's Hotline. She says, "This is awkward. Where do I even start?" So there's a reason we tried to warn you, kid. Several, actually. You're lucky to be alive, and that Mr. Norbin and I both share our sympathies with your superhero types. Oh, somebody just popped in.
What's up, guys?
What's going on,
Stanley?
We're checking out Vaughn Coleman's Phenomenova #2.
Hell yeah. Perfect timing then.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what's been going on recently is that it's just a recap of the first issue, and now a new character called Estrella has read his mind to try and capture some information that happened during the first issue, where a power plant basically got destroyed in the inner city. So she's reading his mind, trying to get more information for the investigation that's going on. And now he's feeling kind of guilty about what took place, because a lot worse could have taken place. More deaths could have happened and whatnot, because he ran in gung-ho, not really thinking anything, just, being a 15-year-old kid with powers, trying to grandstand in front of the civilians, and basically just doing a lot less than help is what I'm going to say.
So this is how many pages is this book? Like how big
This
is this book?
is 22, 24 pages. 22 to 24.
And then how many did they use on the recap?
Just basically one.
That's not bad. Okay.
So
I'm
one
curious
for the
just because how far are we into the book now?
just a couple pages. I'll show you. Let me blow it back up. So this whole thing of having to deal with the investigation and trying to figure out what's going on doesn't take very long. So this is the recap with the news report. Introduction to two new characters. We got Hotline, we've got Estrella, and then we've got the two policemen from issue 1.
We kind of get the gist of what's going, and she
Right.
does the mind meld thing.
She does the mind meld thing to figure out what happened during the events. So she sees where he actually got his powers from, sees what's taking place, and how he got iced over by the villain. And so just
they
trying to
should
figure
have had
out
like one extra panel of him doing something like a teenager does, and have her like snap out of it, going, "Yeah,
yeah, that would have been funny." But let's see, get that out of the way. Okay. So anyway, they're here. They've collected the information. Now everybody's getting ready to leave, and he's feeling kind of guilty about what happened. He feels bad and everything. These two guys, they are way more lenient than I would be with a 15-year-old that caused a lot of damage and could have put more lives in danger. But he's like, yeah, they tried to warn him, but they have a sympathy towards the superheroes. And he's like, all right. He says, my daughter is a member of Phenomenova. She rushed in to save you. Now she's lying in a med bay unconscious. It's a miracle she's still alive. So that's what happened in the first issue. She said, wait, your daughter? You mean that's not on him, she says. The hostage wasn't so lucky. He's in critical condition, and you see his shock. Like he can't believe it.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
I'm liking everything so far, but that face that he's making right there.
He says, what happened?
That's not the right face.
That's what we're investigating back at the reactor. He's like,
really, I kind of disagree with that. I kind of like, I'm not going to like say this is like the most amazing face or anything like that ever, but I like the emotions being shown.
I'm not getting the right emotion from him. Like, I'm not feeling like he's concerned. It's just an art critique. It's not like, I'm not like shitting on the book, but that mouth is in a weird, like his jaw or something, his teeth are following the rim of his mouth, which means if you look at the shape of his jaw, the bottom jaw teeth are like super, you know what I mean? Like they,
I see what you're saying on that. I still get the emotion out of it.
Let's not linger on that too much now. Come on. I still got a couple pages to get in.
All right.
But anyway, so that's what we're investigating is what happened back at the reactor. Is he going to be okay? We don't know. As I said, critical condition. We're doing everything we can to save his life. And now he just has a blank stare. I didn't mean to. I was trying to do the right thing and doing the right thing are very different. I do like that line. Trying to do the right thing and doing the right thing are very different. That's a bar.
I would have emphasized that the doing, trying to do the right and doing the right thing. That way you get the separation. I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah, bolden the words to create some emphasis on I understand what you're saying. We don't know. So anyway, so he sits there. He's ashamed of his actions, which comes into play. So he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I get it. Just follow my orders. Don't get involved when I tell you not to. We know you're sorry. And this is where it really hits. It's like, I made my fair share of mistakes when I was young, but I don't wallow in them. It doesn't do anybody any good. I decided I didn't want to hurt people anymore, including myself, and I knew I had to change. So I looked inward down to my core and that's where it comes from, the title, Down to My Core. So down to the core is what he's saying. And found a vision of the man I wanted to be. From there, I worked tirelessly to become that man. and just a monologue for that. You can't fight evil and help others until you help yourself. So keep your head up, kid, and get to work.
Yeah, time to get to work.
Yeah. We're just glad to see you're okay, but the one you really should be apologizing to is your mother. Now, I will be the first to say that Miles deserves a fucking slap in the face for everything that he's done so far. Being a 15-year-old kid, not thinking, just going out gallivanting around without a care in the world and thinking about what could happen, which I understand he's 15. That happens. I mean, have you read fucking Invincible? That's how teenagers are. They're young and stupid. But anyway, so she's like, please save my son, train him. And she's like, don't worry, I'm gonna. But she's way nicer to the mom than what she is to Miles, actually, when they started training. So that whole
He's
setup,
getting off lucky because I'd have taken away that cell phone.
Yep. So
His
let's
beep.
see.
Oh wait, no, he didn't have the beeper. The girl has
All right.
the beeper.
So for the recap, we got 1 page and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So 9 pages. 9 pages we did for setting up the recap from issue 1, going through introducing 2 new characters, which Hotline didn't really do anything in this issue. I don't even know why she was introduced here. Estrella, I see more of an importance having her here, trying to, get all the information she can to help out the investigation. I see her presence needed there. Hotline could have waited till issue 3 for something more important. But this is where we pick up with, his
training,
the student master kind of thing going on. So here we are. Phenomeноva's here. I need to make this right. I've got a lot to answer for. So he's trying to make his electricity take place, but he can't bring his powers to work because there's a mental block from him being able to use it now because of all the guilt that's on him. So he gets called out by, God damn it, I wish I remembered her name. I apologize, but I am going to call her she from here on out. So she basically like questions him, like, why were you this stupid? What was your problem? And he was like, I'm sorry, I was just trying to help people. And she actually puts her foot down and says, no, you were just trying to show off. You put people's lives second to, showing off and, being looked at by the audience behind you, because everybody was onlooking when this stuff happened. So he was out there, he was showing off, he was basically being Booster Gold, right? Just showing off, wanting the glory without the fight, just going in there without actually doing anything productive or heroic, really. So anyway, she sits there, she calls him up. She's like, hey, get your lightning going. What's going on? He was like, I can't. Something's wrong. And she's like, calm yourself, focus, let it out. So this is where it looks like he's trying to grab her jugs.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's going on? Why can't you do it? He's like, I don't have an answer. I don't know what happened. Fail. So she slaps the shit out of him.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. You got to grab them.
That's right.
There was 2 options there. It could have happened and you get slapped, or it didn't happen and you get slapped.
Yeah, exactly. So you should have just gone for it.
Should have just gone for it.
Should have gotten those zappies and then got slapped. Anyway, he's like, God damn, she bitch slapped me. Anyway, she's like, again, try again. He's like, all right, but he's a little scared now because he knows what the rectification is if he doesn't make it happen.
Is this part of the training program?
Yeah, this is him going through the training now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Benjamin Soto in the
What's
up,
up, Ben?
Hey, Ben.
He says, if you're going to get slapped, earn it.
Yep.
I agree 100%. But you see, she's getting a little impatient with this. She's like, something's blocking your mind. Is it stagnating your flow of energy? He's like, hi, since she. See, I could call her she for short.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
good.
Okay. So anyway, she punches him. I don't like that punch. That doesn't look like it connects. It looks like it goes by the side.
It does kind of look like it was superimposed over the drawing. I don't know.
And to me, it kind of looks like it was like what was one of those punches that you do to like, it's not intended to be a full connect. It's like firing across the bow,
Yeah, but you could put like a little impact,
like a warning shot.
It needs like that little impact lines.
Look at that reaction. That was totally full impact. But there should have been like some kind of like
he's even going. Ah!
There should have been some kind of like imprint on the outfit, like when your clothes wrinkle a little bit when you brush up against them.
Like they added that effect, that blur effect on her arm to kind of show the movement. I think they could have done a little more of that, and then add, like you're saying, the impact, the clothing.
It's okay if you think I'm talking out of my ass. Peter is an actual artist, so listen to him more than you listen to me. Okay?
He talks out of his ass better than anybody.
Yeah, well, I'm an artist. I can talk out of my ass way better.
So anyway, she's saying to him, that is how badly you must want this. Do you want this, Miles? Like to be a hero, correct his ways, and do better? He says yes. And she's like, get your ass back up and let's go again.
Grab these chichis.
So he's up again. She says, you're more focused now, but your fear of failure is getting in the way. And he's like, yeah, I know. She's like, will you fail? So he starts up. His powers come back in for a brief second. She's impressed. She's happy that's happening again. He ducks and dodges again, runs away. And these are pretty good. These are pretty decent action shots. I do like it.
I like the one of him running away.
I like
this scene is progressing cleanly.
Yeah. I like the orange separating the background with the action because it does get a little annoying seeing the exact same blue and orange throughout the rest of the issue. Because
I agree with that. They're conveying emotion through color, and I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. I also see too much of that blue. Like that's him running away. I would have done like a purple or something. Or and then I would have changed up all the oranges because they're all the same orange.
Yeah.
So anyway, he could have had a heightened like the intensity of the scene could have increased with the color of red.
Right.
Yep.
Could have done that.
So she tries to deliver a high kick. He ducks, dodges. Well, no, it looks like
he
dodged
like she landed it.
No, he dodged it, but then he just stares at like, how did I do that? And then when he's caught off guard, she just nails him with the left hook.
Is that a left hook or is that like an energy blast? Because she's way in the background. How is he even getting?
No, I haven't seen any powers come from her in this.
Yeah,
issue.
she knocked him back pretty good. Talking about the colors, though, I'm not fond of how that first panel on top is blue. Like that one should have been that yellow orange, and the one underneath it should have been more reddish.
I would have done it the opposite. I would have made the top one like a red background, like it's or maybe a purple red because it's like a failed kick, right? So you would have muted a little, and then when she lands it, I would have made a yellow brighter, yellow orange brighter, whatever.
Okay.
It's all nuance. You get it's effective. I'll just say that. His choice.
It does work. Yeah, we're arguing about the background color. That's not.
Yeah.
So she's upset that he lost his groove because he started thinking about what he was doing instead of just reacting. So she's like, what was your impulse running into the reactor? He said, I wanted to help those people, stop those criminals. And I failed everyone. I let everyone down, especially yourself. Yeah. And then she calls him out. She's like, you're full of shit. You also want the glory of being seen as a hero. You want to be adored. And he's like, no, that's not right. And then she just lays into him a little bit more. He's like, you pause to take pictures with the people before even going into the reactor. You weren't even fucking worried about what the actual problem was at the moment. You're too busy being a booster gold. What the fuck, kid? And he's finally sitting down. He's like, yeah, I admit it. That's what it was. And she's like, you need to correct your ways. He's like, I know. So he starts trying to attack her again. And she's just dodging, blocking, and then knocks him back a bit.
That's a cool pose. I like that pose of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good shot.
He needs like a gah, you know, like a
right.
Gah right there.
But anyway, so this is where they start like talking about each other's paths. And she's like, yeah, my family was destroyed too. I lost everybody I loved. And that's why I am the way I am, because I don't want to lose anybody else anymore. And she's like, can't you relate to that? He's like, yeah, I lost my father. I lost my uncle. And she's like, why aren't you using that? He's like,
Did
I
he
have
actually
been
lose his
using
father
that.
and his uncle in the book?
Well, he after my father lost his friend Sergeant Lawrence during the battle. Okay, so his father lost his best friend. He carried Lawrence's dog tags with him. He needed to make sure he got them to his family. So he knows all the stories about his father's grievances before he passed. So he feels really connected to his father. And then when he finally lets it out, he's like, there is no peace. I learned that lesson as a kid. He's still a fucking kid. My dad came back from work. Oh, Mo Biggs.
Dodging, blocking. Sounds like how Peter tries to handle Dojo. There's no dodging Dojo, bro. He comes at you fast.
What's going on, Mo Biggs? But anyway, so it seems after this little banter back and forth, he finally gets his gears back on. He starts getting his bearings straight, and he's like, I'm ready to go now. So she's like, all right, show me that you got your control now. And so he starts meditating with her, making the body and the mind become one, letting go of frustrations, just meditating, really focusing on what he wants and what he needs to let go of, you know, getting down to the core. He wants to do it for his dad and for himself. And you see that little flicker come back. And now he's able to zap like a bitch. Look at all that lightning. He's like, yeah.
Yeah. There we
Hadouken. Go. And that's the end of the book. He got his powers back after his little spider tingle went away for a little bit. So, yeah. This is issue book 2. It's basically just a lesson learning issue for Galvanite.
I wonder how long it's going to be till the third. He's been putting these out pretty quick. So
yeah. So
one of the things about the smaller issues,
ask about that.
Yeah, there being a smaller issue, I'd hope he can put them out more frequently. Because otherwise, I'd just say I'd rather wait for the complete story.
I can understand that. Let me readjust.
Or more like more bigger sections of the story.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to get through a 24-page book.
But he, as I recall, he didn't charge as much for this one, right? It was like
no, it was only $10 with $10 shipping. It was really cheap. It was a good deal.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Mo Biggs.
I like that he has a bigger story that he's telling, like in good pieces. Like there's a good 3-act structure, you know, storytelling aspects to just this book alone.
100%.
And there's more to desire.
Let's see. Mo Biggs says that's a lot of panels for meditation.
What's up, Mo?
Oh, that's the line from the trailer. For you, Dad. For you. Yeah. He's been putting them out pretty quick. That's why they call him Little Lord Lightning Lad. Good Lord. But issue 2, I will say it was decent. It wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be after I read issue 1. And it's not because issue 1 was bigger, but it's because
issue 1 was better. A better
issue
story.
1 was better. More laid out, more thought out. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. Okay. But 22 pages.
It was more action in part 1.
22 to 24 pages. I basically only got 2 scenes. 9 pages. Oh, yeah. 9 pages of, you know,
the first scene,
retreading what happened in issue 1, introducing new 2 characters, giving out the information that we've already seen so they can go investigate something else.
And then training.
After that, it's just the training. So it could have been broken up a bit better, right? So you have the news take place. Then you see him have his phone confiscated because she doesn't want him seeing that trash. And so that could have been one scene. Hotline didn't need to be there because she didn't really do anything.
Oh yeah, that's the one with the jacket, right?
Yeah, Hotline.
What was
she didn't really
there
do
for?
Just to look hot. There were 2 fully covered females. You need one showing some skin. That's what I'm thinking she was there for.
Fair enough.
But Estrella,
thought out.
That was cool. That was a cool intro for her. I like her powers. I like her outfit. She looks really cool. She does remind me of Kenshi from Mortal Kombat a little bit, but I do like that kind of character. So I'm fully on board with her being part of the story. I do feel that whole thing with the cops, like saying that they understand, they kind of like give a little leeway with them, should have came later, like to break up the training montage that took place. Let them be angry with him for a bit. Let him show that he didn't have his powers fully under control at that point because he had all that emotion going through him, right? He was thinking how he let everybody down. He was feeling guilty. You should have let that wait a little bit. Let that simmer. And then when the cops saw of how frustrated and down he actually was, then let them come down and actually show a little sympathy. Be fucking angry.
They should have been, harsh on him at first.
Angry and harsh on him at the first.
You're going to jail.
Right. Just
fuck you, kid. Who do you think you are?
Then have that moment to where it's like, look, this is what happened when I was younger. I get it, but you can't be like that when you're trying to fill these big shoes. That kind of thing. And then go ahead.
I've always had an issue, and I don't. This is like a personal thing. I don't know. And I love the storytelling aspect of it, but I have never liked it when they take a character and they put them through that, I don't know, that depressed phase where they don't have their power. They did the same thing to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's not the best example, but I know they've done that on other stories. I couldn't think of examples.
Yeah, they've done it with Spider-Man multiple times. They did it with
Wolverine.
They did it with
Wolverine. That was another example. I don't like that.
He barely had his powers.
The purpose for that, from a storytelling aspect, I understand it. You don't want that they did to Superman too. You don't want that penultimate character whose story arc is just perfect. He has no flaws. He's just going to beat the enemy. If you have that character with like these superpowers, regardless of whatever the power is, I can understand from a storytelling aspect taking those powers away and taking them through the story arc of the trials and tribulations of being without it. So I get that, but man, I just don't have any examples of when somebody has done that, and I'm like impassioned by it.
I accepted it for Spider-Man 2 just because I knew that happened in the comics. Like they did the whole trash can scene where he leaves his costume in the alley. I do like that callback to it and everything. Mo Big says maybe you liked issue 1 better because the title gave you rock bottom expectations, and once it surpassed them, the same thing didn't happen the second. That could be it. But if I hold up another 24-page issue from DC or Marvel, I'm going to see more than 2 scenes take place. I'm going to see it broken up.
Yeah.
And
you're going to get a sex scene. You're going to get some propaganda. You're going to get some lectures in there. If it's a Marvel, especially if it's a DC book.
Like I like she slapping Miles around a bit. I do like that because she's trying to get him back invigorated, trying to get him back into the fight without thinking. That was the whole problem.
Yeah, but if she had made him bleed a little, that would have really stuck at home,
Not only that, that would have been more emphasis on some of the panels that took place. Like you just see a little bit of like bruising and stuff like that. Seeing your own blood, be like, I'm going to kill you if you don't get you off your ass and do something. I think the level of threat needed to be there for him, but
there needed to be more stakes.
Came through either way, which is fine.
Yeah.
What was Hotline there for? I think the answer is in the name. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You won't tell nobody, Spider-Man.
She should have been in there longer.
You'll get 5 pages of girl talk in a diner. Yeah, we don't want that.
Oh, did you ever see that page of a comic? And I can't remember which one it was from, where they're all sitting around the dinner table, and it's Thanksgiving, I think, and every characters are talking around the table, right? They're all talking at each other, but not one conversation connects to the next. They're literally all just talking about their own weird shit that's going on in their head, and nothing is like, it's all weird liberal shit too, like
garble.
You're talking about the view,
feminist nature of man. Whenever blah blah blah, it reminds me of a thought I had. Oh, these turkey legs are great, darn! Like, you know, I can't wait to get out of here because you know, something's on the TV. Everyone's like literally their thought bubbles, but they're word bubbles. They should be thought bubbles or something.
Sure,
it was insufferable, man. I can't remember what comic that was from, but.
Right. So like 9 pages to get information and new characters introduced without anything really taking place. And then the whole training thing taking place for like the rest of what, 12 pages is it? 9 and 12.
13 or something.
Yeah. But
13.
yeah. So for that,
dude, when this thing hits the 120 page mark, when he's got 10 books, then this is fine. This is one little chapter of a much bigger book. The problem with this is that we are now the second book in, and I'm not familiar with the first, but from what I'm hearing, is he had a little bit more action. There's a lot more going on, and now we're in the exposition phase. And you got to get through that, and the storytelling aspect that has to be there. Kind of sucks having to go through an entire book with a campaign and everything for just that. But it's a bigger story. I see it.
Yeah, like issue 3 is coming out. I will be backing issue 3 because I've seen what he can do. Now we need to see how he can condense it into one book, into one 24-page book. So, you know, just break it up more. Give me some time, because like around page 15, I had to put it down and take a breather because I was like, all right, I get it. He's feeling guilty. We get it. Let's get into it. Let's see it. Let's see him pop back because we're about at the end of the book. And then he pops out back at the end of the book. And I'm like, all right, got through it. Issue 3, show me what you got. But yeah. I mean, it was a decent second issue, but I'm expecting way more to take place in issue 3. So let's hope Vaughn and Coleman can deliver on that. I'll be there for issue 3 because I mean, he's got writing talent. I've seen issue 1. I know what he can do. This felt like a quick push out because he either didn't know what he wanted to do except this one little bit, and so he prolonged that little bit.
He's setting up other events. Like I see that. He's setting up stuff, and you got to have those moments. You got to, and I'm not knocking into this. Like you said, his storytelling. This was good. Like he's telling a decent story. This is professional stuff.
Agreed.
It's hard to sit through it for an entire book. You know, like this would have been, I would have considered in that position making the second one if it requires that much exposition and that much kind of downtime. I maybe would have considered taking that to the 50-page mark just so that there can be some action towards the end.
Right.
But I'm not arguing anything that he's done here. Like it was, everything that we saw was decent.
I think it's good for an issue 2. The only hang up I have with it, in general, I think it's pretty good, pretty well done. It's the hang up of like crowdfunding. If it's in crowdfunding, it takes time to get these books. It takes it's money, and I'm all about supporting, you know, these guys. Even this one was a little bit cheaper than the last one, so that's cool. But you still got to pay for shipping. So I'm doing it because I want to support somebody, and it needs to deliver because crowdfunding is a slow process.
And if he's watching this, shipping does not need to be $10. It was $10 for the book and then $10 shipping, making it $20. This could have been media mail easily because there are no ads in this book. So media mail ships cheaper. Media mail, I shipped out books to everybody around me.
Put some damn ads in it then. That's my side, the other side of the coin. If you're not shipping a media mail, put some damn ads in it. Get some money.
Yeah. You can ask people to pay to put ads in it. That's what I did on Cobalt issue 2. I was like, hey, if you want some ads in the, I did on issue 1 of Cobalt 2. If you want to put some ads in the book, here's the price. If you want people to, if you want me to promote your book in my book, I want it to look like an actual comic from the rack doing that. So I had no problem doing that. I might do it for free on issue 3 just because more people need to get out there and get their books out, because
I think especially considering what you guys are doing, that needs to be like that. It's a sin that is not more of a mainstay kind of a thing. Like,
you would think
there should be some friendships in there, and there should be like an entire page or a 2-page spread dedicated simply to all of the other things that you're excited about, even your own projects. If somebody has something else.
Yeah, I had Brother Kit in issue 2 that I'm working on right now. Just saying, coming soon. I didn't give a date or anything. Just be on the lookout. But
and there's one more thing on these. Where is it available to purchase right now? Somebody's reading it right now. I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to go get them.
RebelOasis.com.
He does have them for sale on there.
He has a website.
I was looking, RebelOasis.com. I want to put that in the chat. Let me find it real quick.
Go for it. But yeah,
because that's another problem.
Yeah, keep them coming, man. Yeah, it does sound. I probably sounded like an asshole in this episode. I apologize, but I
highly critical. But
I think we're being fair. Yeah, I mean, Vaughn's gonna do just fine. Our critiques are. Yeah, he didn't have to take anything personally, which he does.
I've said it every other review. Like, who the hell am I? So whatever.
Well, Vaughn's got thick skin. He can take it, and take it for what it's worth. Take it and use it, or don't. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But yeah, Rebel.
You better sell some fucking ads, Vaughn. Don't listen to these. You better sell some fucking ads.
I told him, yeah, sell some ads.
Yeah, Vaughn's not gonna. He's not gonna make it like.
You're right.
A whole series about it. He's not going to show up to my house and kick my ass.
God. But yeah,
I just put the link to his website in the chat.
We got more books coming out. Oh, actually, since we still got 15 minutes before we get to the book, let me get the little preview book I got from Elliot Rodriguez for Ominous. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Ominous is another one. Oh, he should have shared my screen. I could have shown the Rebel Oasis page. Oh, yeah. There we go. Hold on. I got to present it first, don't I?
Okay. Present it first.
There we go.
RebelOasisStudios.com. Here we go.
All right. So Rebel Oasis, where you can purchase Phenomenova 1 and 2. And what is this? A third book? Is that? I don't know what that is. What happens if I click on it? Let's go to the store. Let's see.
Yeah, I was going to say, does he have other works, or these is only 2?
Oh, well, that's weird. He's only got 2. He's only got 2 in here, but the home page had what's Land of the Lawless. That looks like something I want to look at. Is it a digital comic?
Can you click on the picture or anything?
I tried. No. If I go to store, you've only got the Phenomenovas, so maybe it's a digital comic book. Click here for digital store. Hey, this is that, what's her name? Hotline? This looks like a trading card.
Yeah, or a poster.
It did come with a trading card. I wonder which one I got. Oh, yeah, I did. I got a Hotline as a trading card.
Oh, look at that. I called it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Hotline. It's a good name.
Let's see what we got. Whoa. Why is it?
That's really up close.
Oh, shit.
I got too many
I'm
fucking
not that old.
Everywhere around me.
Okay. Land of the Lawless, a preview book. So this. Wait a minute. I read it from left to right.
Mo.
What's he saying?
He said, I tried to post the link, but you guys said RebelOasis.com, which was wrong, so I couldn't find it. Yeah, RebelOasisStudios.com.
Is it? I Googled it, and then it popped up.
Maybe it's coming.
Oh, yeah, Rebel Oasis Studios. Bam.
Oh, yeah, for Land of the Lawless, Mo says maybe it's coming soon. That's That's a different artist. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, this is looking good. I'm liking this so far.
I like where you focus on. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I can't zoom in. Well, let me. The other page, I could like zoom in and make my whole screen the word, but all right.
Hotline is a much better name than Phenomenova. Yeah, that's another thing I didn't understand. Why is Miles Galvanite the only one wearing a P on his outfit for Phenomenova? Why is nobody else wearing the team suit? What's going on?
This looks pretty good. What the fuck? I'm trying to zoom in and now it won't zoom in at all. 500%? Nope.
Oh, it's just a small JPEG then. That's not a PNG.
Okay. All right. This looks pretty
It looks
cool.
good.
Be cool.
I like
There's a few. I like some of this artwork. I wish there was something. I don't know. It feels like there's something missing.
Did he say if this was digital only or not?
Right now it's digital, but it looks like he's going to do a campaign. There's no why. Yeah, there'd be no reason to make all this without doing a campaign for it.
So is Land of the Lawless. Good Lord.
To the land of the lawless.
Yeah. Mo Biggs was saying, yeah, Hotline is much better than Phenomenova. So is Land of the Lawless. What is this? A comic for ants? Nice reference. Love Zoolander.
That's funny.
Nice reference.
It needs to be at least 3 times as big.
Okay.
All right. Coming soon. Click here to sign up for the Kickstarter. Issue 3. He's going to try that on Kickstarter. He better have some TNA.
Well, don't forget, he launches on all 3 websites. That's what he's done.
I wonder if that actually works out for him because I would never go to Kickstarter unless there was something I absolutely could not refuse.
You don't need Kickstarter when you have Indiegogo and then the ever-growing fundmycomic.com.
Yeah, exactly. Kickstarter's, I don't know. I tend to agree. You don't want to split your audience up amongst a bunch of different sites.
Yeah.
Because then none of them look good. You kind of want to have that one big.
But at the same time, there could be an audience that you are not hitting with just Indiegogo and Fund My Comic. There's a lot of people.
That's my take on it.
But I've heard that,
exactly
but I haven't.
Being platform agnostic.
Right.
But the argument to that is that what are these numbers, these audiences that everyone keeps saying exists over here? Where are the numbers that show that? Because Billy Tucci does good on here because he's been doing it on Kickstarter for 10 years, but I've never seen any of these guys make a significant amount of money.
I've only seen people that actually already have an audience do very well on Kickstarter.
Yeah, think about
they've already
it from
been there for a while.
Person's perspective, though. If you're looking at this and maybe you're on the fence, like if you're absolutely sold, it's kind of a different ballgame. But let's say you're just kind of on the fence about this and you're like, you have a Kickstarter account from something else that you've done. You don't have Indiegogo. You don't have these other ones. You're like a general audience and you're kind of on the fence. You're like, oh, it's on Kickstarter. Okay, I'll get it. Or versus the mindset of like, man, I don't want to sign up for an account on Indiegogo.
Well, there's another. I get that, but there's another side to this whole thing that Kickstarter is ban happy when it comes to conservatives and conservative books. They love getting rid of people. So it's the idea that you don't.
Audiences don't know any of that. They don't.
So you don't want to support companies like Kickstarter by backing anything or even putting a book on there, right? That's why we all went to Indiegogo.
There's a bit of a
boycott. And when people start saying, well, you know, there's a whole audience out there on Kickstarter that we're missing out on. I haven't seen it except for Billy Tucci, but he's been on there for 10 years or more. However, he's been on it forever. And so it's like, is it really worth kind of selling yourself out to go get a couple $100 on Kickstarter? Or just stand your ground and stick with the Indiegogo is not great, but they haven't done the same thing that Kickstarter has. And Fun of My Comic is growing, but it's not there yet. So Indiegogo's where it's at right now, and that's let's get Fund My Comic going too. But
Right.
fuck Kickstarter. I don't like Kickstarter. I don't even like their format.
Let's see. Mo Big says, if you're built up a big KS audience, there's a lot of reason to stay there. But if your audience is somewhere else, you can go there, but you're starting from square one.
Yeah.
IGG used to be a much better alternative before the Trust and Safety Council, where they're basically just as bad. I still prefer IGG, but they've been pissing me off.
And I agree with that. They have been getting a little bit. Yeah.
Well, both my Cobalt issues were shadow banned, so you could only get to them if you knew the link and how to get to it.
Yeah, that shadow banning shit is annoying, but there's another side of that. The only people that are going to miss out are people scrolling, and nobody does that except for people like
shadow
us
banning means it's not even going to show up on the page. It'll be on the website, but you need the link to get to it. I know,
but that's what I'm saying is that everybody who's looking for that book has the link. So people it's annoying when you're like, oh, okay, let's look it up on Indiegogo, but not that many people are actually scrolling. So I can the shadow banning thing was never. I don't know how much it's actually affected people, to be honest. Like
you and I are the only ones that I've seen do scrolling on these platforms. You more so than I.
Yeah, and it's fun for me. I think it's fun, but honestly, I don't think anybody else does that shit.
Nobody does.
So the link is where it's at anyways. It doesn't really matter if it's shadow banned.
Right. I agree.
Now what they did to Cecil, they actually banned Indiegogo did ban Cecil. They kicked him off.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Was it? Because he had that cover. The Dale Keown cover was like out there. They did cross the line, but they were also reading between the lines, I think. That book is meant to be offensive. And it shouldn't be banned just because it's offensive. It's bullshit that they banned it.
Mo Big says, not necessarily everyone. You can hear about the book and be interested, but if you don't back right then or bookmark for later, you'll have trouble finding it. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Because you can't even search it on the site if you know. You can't even search it on the site if you know the name. That's right. If you're shadow banned, even if you try and type it in, it's not going to show you. You need the link.
That's true. If I'm out and about and I've got a Cyberfrog shirt on, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's a cool shirt. Where's that from?" Oh, it's Cyberfrog. He's got an Indiegogo. You can go check it out on Indiegogo, and it's shadow banned. Or Gemshock is a perfect example because it is shadow banned, and Gemshock looks fucking awesome. Is that like somebody says, "Oh, is that a Dale Keown, piece of artwork?" Yeah, it's Gemshock over on Indiegogo. It's not like I can hand them a link, so that is true.
I get you, but yeah, RebelOasis.com. Look out for Phenomenova issue 3 coming out on Kickstarter. I'm sure it'll be on Indiegogo and Fund My Comic right after. But
Fund My Comic, I want to see get better.
I do like issue 1 better than issue 2, but Mo called it out. Expectations and then what was delivered later. Issue 3, I do expect. I know this prolonged story is going to be very good. It just needs to be recalibrated a little bit with breaking up scenes, at least for issue 2. Issue 3 could be completely different. But let's go ahead and check out Elliot Rodriguez's little sneak peek for Ominous. How about we do that?
Just do it.
What happened to Stanley?
I don't know. He might have. Maybe it's a battery or internet issue.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. But we'll go ahead. We'll blow up real quick. And then right after this little quickie, we'll get into Cyberfrog 2. Oh, he's back. Welcome back, buddy.
You guys start talking about shadow bans. All of a sudden, I get shadow banned on StreamYard. What the hell?
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, StreamYard's getting janky as fuck, man. I'm getting sick of it.
I'm just waiting for it to hit me now.
I had, and I tried to go back and edit last night's stream. Tried to add blur, all that shit. I couldn't figure out how to do it on YouTube Studio.
Yeah, I bet you money that thing has to process. You might have to wait 2 or 3 days.
It let me do the clip out, but then it saved it as a totally separate video. It's like,
yeah, it will do that. Yeah.
And there's no way to blur the original without saving it as a completely separate video.
Oh, I haven't done that in about 2 years, so I don't know how that works with the blurring. With the clipping, I know that it saves the clipped file as an actual video, not a live stream.
Well, I accidentally doxed myself yesterday with like insurance paperwork or something. I've got to so I had to private that one.
All right. I'm going to blow up real quick and we'll get into Ominous. This is a very short book. I think it's only about 10 pages, but it's just a preview.
Yeah, that looks cool.
So it's called Ominous Avenging Death.
Nice.
This will be book 1 from Elliot Rodriguez.
Is it on Indiegogo? Where's it at right now?
No, the sign up is on Indiegogo right now.
Okay. Because I think I backed one of his books.
No, wait a minute. No, he's got a link on his X account for it. It's a tiny URL link. So it's like to his own website. It's not on Indiegogo.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah. So you might have to go to his X account and grab it there.
All right, Elliot Rodriguez.
Yep. His at is Nygma83, NYGMA. But this is Ominous. Follows the story of a character named Zadok. Let me scrunch out the binding real quick. That way it doesn't close up on me. Here we go. Avenging Death. Ominous. Story and art by Elliot Rodriguez. Colors by Emmanuel Ordaz. And letters by Paul Bird from AGE Comics. Paul Bird actually lettered Cobalt issue 2. He's a really good letterer.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
see, I like this artwork. The details.
I like the style.
Dedicated to his wife and daughter.
Nice. This is the guy who did the Ninja Turtle piece.
Yes,
he was. We were looking at that the other day. I like all that little detail. It's not just a big flat background.
Right. Yeah, a lot more artists need to learn how to do details, when to do it and when not to do it. There is a way to utilize it. I like the use of the big swords. I'm an anime buff, so of course that's going to happen. Sorry, Mo. But you see here, he's going up against a person called Deathmonger. And Deathmonger is just the right-hand man of the big bad that comes in later. But you see
Deathmonger's I like his design.
His look is awesome. His character design's great. But let's see what it says. It says somewhere on the outskirts of the graveyard gorge, a young Zadok faces off against the monstrous Deathmonger. You can see his friend laying there and the sword. He picks up the sword, says, let me try and do this. You believe in avenging your friend.
That's pretty.
From death will be easy. Have you ever looked death in the eye? What's this? My fucking fat hand's in the way. Have you ever seen death? I like those eyes. That's really good.
Dude, this is like some comic book ASMR shit.
I know. We definitely got to do like a read through one of these days with these comics.
Yes.
Do all the voices.
I want to do I've told you, I want to do comic historian style for the indie comics. That would be awesome. Unleashed. It will devour you. Destroy you.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that his word box? Because these look like narration bubbles. Wouldn't that be from the main character's perspective?
You would think.
Those aren't word.
Yeah, I like where this is.
I read it. I read it as Deathmonger when I first did my first read through.
Okay, you're probably right because it is like dark box.
Yeah. Even if you avoid it, it sees you. Even if you attack it, it stands firm. And it doesn't matter.
I'm intrigued by
anyway,
this.
I love the action sequences taking place here.
Yeah, that artwork looks badass. I don't know about the guy's face. When you got all this other like awesomeness going on,
yeah,
and then you've got like this pseudo, I don't know, anime cartoony face.
It's like
But that's the only thing I have to say about it. It's just
for me,
face.
it's like you mixed Link and
yeah,
what do you call it? Cloud from Final Fantasy together to make this character.
Oh, that's a good combination too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do love Deathmonger's look. The action's really good. You can see the impact when he grabs the blade.
I would have zoomed in on the have him swing and then zoom in on the hands clapping the blade. Like that's what he's doing, right?
So no real story is given in these 10 pages. It's just showing off the characters fighting and showing that they're enemies. But this isn't really showing off any story for me. This is just showing off the action and what to expect from the characters in the actual book. But I do like everything that's taking place. Like the way he looks like into your soul, the grip around the neck is really good. The impact line,
like a half
right. Yeah,
we got some emotion there.
Need some of those FX grunts and stuff. Agreed. So he gets thrown back. You can see he's got a black eye, blood spitting out, impact, just lying there. And then off to the corner, we see this new sword.
Oh, an even bigger sword.
Like, yeah, it doesn't tell you anything of where the sword came from. I haven't seen it in any of the other panels, so it just appears out of nowhere.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to this sword right here. This is a silver sword. It's like or a steel or whatever. It's gray.
Right.
That's way cooler than gold. Gold's for pussies. If you have a gold sword, that sword sucks.
I gotta say that's always bothered me in like recent games. I don't understand why it is, but they put such a low value on gold.
Yeah.
But like Minecraft, like I don't know what is it like. Isn't the gold sword like?
It's decorative, so it wouldn't be very good as a sword.
Yeah, I don't agree with how they do that.
He says,
I agree. Like the strongest sword is not going to be made out of gold.
Yeah, Mo Biggs is not a fan of Mangerface. I kind of figured that would be it. Lots of close-ups of the spiky hair. Brian is in the chat. What's going on, Brian?
Brian?
What's up, Brian?
What up, dude? Welcome, dude. I'm glad to see you here, man. Welcome to the party.
I can already hear the Zelda soundtrack.
It would be soft. You're right.
Hit.
Yeah. And he's
you can hear that like heart meter beeping because he's down to like half a heart.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so he grabs the new sword that appeared, and he goes after him.
Wait a minute. How big is this? Is a preview book?
Yeah, it's only 10 pages.
Nice. That's a lot for
I like this.
Yeah. You see him take that full arc, and then this is a really good shot. Slices his arm off.
Oh, shit. Nice. And so is he going to come back with like an even cooler arm?
I hope he comes back with only one arm. I love that. I love that idea. Just let the fucker be an amputee.
Yeah.
You always see people like putting on like a metal arm or some kind of robotic arm. Nah, just let him be a fucking amputee. That looks more badass in my opinion.
I don't know. A one arm
dude. No,
a spike or something coming out of it?
Absolutely not. Leave it like that. There's this episode and there's this episode in the 2003 TMNT show called A Time That Never Was, or A Day That Never Was. And Michelangelo is an amputee in that episode. He lost his left arm and he just caps it off with like a metal stud. So he doesn't have like an extra bionic arm or anything. He just caps it off with a stud and it looks so badass.
Dude, I was going to say the same thing in Dark Tower series. Roland, the main character in the very first book, which they don't fucking show in the movie and is an absolute one of the abysmal things about the movie. But in the very first book, he's the gunslinger and on his right hand, a crab chews off like his trigger finger and the one just beneath it. He has to go through 7 fucking books as the gunslinger, and he doesn't even have a trigger finger on his hand. Like there's no, he doesn't have any fingers or anything added. He becomes an even more badass gunslinger because he has to go through those tribulations.
And what show is that?
That's the books for the Dark Tower series.
Dude,
they never even do it in the movie.
That is my
he went through the
favorite
entire series.
Did you know that Marvel Comics made prequel comics issues for Dark Tower series?
Yeah, I have a couple of them, the graphic novels.
Yeah, they're awesome. I highly
recommend them.
They're
all right. There's a lot of panels, big panel pages. Well, not a lot of story comes. The artwork's beautiful, but the story does not progress very well. There's hardly any word talking.
Well, Harley does the first book of the Gunslinger and Dark Tower series. That's a slow ass read for the first book, but once you pick up,
it is. I liked it. It was my favorite, but it is slow.
Once you pick up Drawing of the 3, that thing launches, man. That is a quick read once you get to book 2.
Yeah.
But even though it's thick as fuck. But anyway, you see him about to launch for the final blow, and then you see a new hand, a new challenger has appeared. And this is Deathmonger's boss, Necronox.
That looks like a.
Oh, I like the name.
I think Deathmonger looks cooler.
He does. This guy looks like what's his name from Mortal Kombat?
He looks like a few characters, to be honest. Like that's
sure.
Moon Knight. It's like Black
Moon Knight. Moon Knight. He's got that pointed hood like Assassin's Creed style.
He needs to get full health so the sword starts shooting bolts. Brian says, I'm a freaking sword geek for life, so I try to suspend my disbelief when it comes to swords and sword fights in comics and movies. Full tang for life, baby. Anything else is just kids' toys.
Who doesn't have full tang? Don't they have to be full tang swords?
No, there's a lot that only go halfway down the hilt. It's total
those
bullshit.
Are like cosplay shit, though, right? They're not real swords.
I mean, some of them try to be.
All right.
Of all the weapons to use one-handed, nunchuck, talking about Michelangelo there. Hopefully the Dark Tower Mike Flanagan series will be decent. Goddamn, dude. I am ready for it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
The music.
No, that was me playing the Zelda soundtrack while we were watching this book.
Speaking of music, I have not checked out Lord Gizzard Lizard thing, whatever, but I'm going to listen to that.
I get kept his Deathmonger.
Which one?
Joke. Oh no. Oh, his name sounds like a Golden Axe boss. Yeah, you're right. Oh, they should call him Death to Manger. Ah, okay, Mo. Okay.
You know, the only thing that's Manger in this is that dude's face.
It's also a mix of like manga and a mix of American style. Like, yeah,
like those old Nintendo magazines had like pseudo manga comic strips in them.
No, I'm fine with this. Zadok, he looks like a mix of Cloud and Link. I'm fine with that. You got the big ass sword like Cloud, you got the hairstyle like Cloud, but the whole like presentation of him is like Link from Zelda. I'm cool with it. I like it. I don't care.
He needs a shield.
But this character right here definitely looks like more of a threat than his boss Necronox.
Yeah. But is that usually the case? Darth Vader's way cooler looking than the Emperor.
Yeah, Goldar's better looking than Rita. I mean, yeah, that's how it goes.
I don't know. Rita's got tits.
She's got cones like Madonna. Those aren't tits.
And that's pretty evil.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
This was the sneak peek little ash can from Elliot Rodriguez for Ominous. Yeah. So get ready. If you follow him on X, please go get his tiny URL link.
I will
up on his page.
Let me put that in here. Actually, tiny URL link. Sign up. Copy. Paste.
There we
Control V. There it is.
Okay. So yeah, I'm totally down for that. Ominous was good. Oh man, we got Dean in the chat now. What's going on,
Good
Dean?
evening.
What's going on, Dean?
Real swords are full tang. The others are wall hangers. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley, I apologize for accusing you of Peter's retardation.
It's okay. It happens all the time.
All
The
the
bad
time.
guys have their faces covered so they aren't affected by Manger face. Look cool. He's like Link, but with spiky anime hair. That's Cloud.
Link has wait, Link has a hood, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got that.
No, he's got the green Santa Claus hat.
Yeah, but he's got like the Will
Yeah.
Friedle hair from Boy Meets World. You know, the parted down long hair. He needs to be like 80s Link with the proud mullet. Like, excuse me, princess. By the way, go check out
those old.
go check out Terminal Montage. You're gonna love those little animated videos of the Nintendo characters. It is hilarious.
I like those old Nintendo Power Magazine cartoon strips.
All right, Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said there are worse ways to go blind, talking about Rita's tits with the cones. All right. That's awesome. Well, let's see. Peter, do you want to take us on the trip through Rekt Planet?
I don't have the setup for that right now.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
I have the book, but I can't. Otherwise, I'll be flipping through it like this.
Well, I'll set it up again, and then you just talk us through it. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Is something supposed to be? There we go. All right. I'll be right back.
So we're going to be taking a look at Rekt Planet, which I've got the dude, this comic book came out freaking beautiful. I got the American Hopper Kelsey Shannon cover, and this thing is insane. Chromium, the backs, see that shit?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This
So
is a
earlier-
quality book here.
Earlier, we
Cardstock.
looked at Vaughn Coleman's Phenomenova issue 2. I gave my little 2 cents on it. Who the hell am I? Take it or leave it. And then we looked at the preview book for Elliot Rodriguez Ominous. And those links are in the chat. But right now, we are now going to look at Cyberfrog 2 Rekt Planet. And this one's been long in coming. I mean, you know, we're just going to get it out of the way. That way we can go check out the other books that we backed also. But I do think that the art in this book is beautiful. I'm not even going to diss on it. The art is impeccable. Okay, so just bear with us while we do this, people. I don't care how you're feeling.
I have a whole lot to say about as far as like critiquing. I don't know if I could critique Ethan Van Sciver's artwork or Kyle Ritter's colors.
Right.
It's okay. I got this.
Good luck, man. I'll let you take
All
that
right.
if you want to.
I'll bring my A game.
There. Yep. Okay.
All
All right. Oh, you got the was it Jay Lee?
Yes.
The Jay Lee cover. Nice.
Okay. We're going to open
All
up.
right.
I'm going to have to bend this bitch. I hate that. All right.
Yeah, I can't wait till some reader copies come out. Every copy of this book is like this foil.
There we
stuff,
go.
And it's crazy.
Okay. First page.
All right. If
Let's
I
go.
could still talk, I'd let both of us off the hook. Let them have it. Let them have the carcass of this planet they wrecked, Heather. We did all we could. Once they chose to come here, it was already too late. The Vispus can have this world, and I hope they choke on it. Next page.
Next page.
I like how this book reads kind of like cinematic, you know,
Yeah.
and not the Ripperverse kind of cinematic, like the good kind of cinematic, where like I can already see how this is like the beginning of the movie, you know, and he's even got the credits in here, colors by Kyle Ritter in between the panels.
Yeah, I like how he did the credits. That's really cool.
It's like the beginning of a movie. It does set the stage for like an emotion.
I mean,
but if I said that here now, it would break her spirit for good, and she's got to survive this for Lily's sake. Little Lily, who recognized me from that awful tattoo her mother has of me on her shoulder. So in the previous book, Yeah, okay. Anybody's read the previous book knows at the end, Cyberfrog is like, he gets out of the city out in the Pine Barrens, and then he runs into Lily, Heather Swain's daughter. And she recognizes him because her mother has the tattoo of Cyberfrog. All right, so let's see here. Where are we at now? He's kind of doing a little emotional thing there. 40 miles east, Pine Barrens, New Jersey. That's something else. You're Heather Swain's daughter. Oh, that's something else. You're Heather Swain's daughter. My mom's name is Heather Owen. Before she met my dad, it was Swain, I guess. I'm Lily, and you're Cyberfrog. Wow, she used to talk about you a bunch when people asked her about her weird tattoo. Can't believe you're real. Yeah? What are you wandering in the woods without her for? Dude, I'm wearing red like I'm supposed to. Hop off my back. Not everyone needs to constantly be connected to their mom. Huh? I do. All right. Now, hold on a second. Am I reading this whole thing?
No, absolutely not. You're just giving a few pages, and then you're going to explain what the book actually does, where the story goes, what takes place, and then we'll just give our 2 cents on how we feel about it.
All right. So why are you supposed to wear red? It's one of the rules. Stay in the trees, stay near the smoke, never panic. Always wear red. So the so-called murder hornets can't see us when we wear red. We're invisible to them. They might as well be invisible to me, too. I've never seen one. Mom barely ever wears red anymore, but she still forces me to wear it when I leave the camp. Not fair. And then Froggy. How would that? All right, hold on. That's a critique I got right here.
Where at? This one?
Go back a page.
Going back.
She hasn't seen him in 20 years. She recognized down at the bottom left. About left page, bottom right there, all the way down at the bottom. So Lily's telling Cyberfrog. Heather obviously sees him, and that's the Froggy. That's the left on the left page, down at the bottom. Versus Froggy.
I get you. Right here.
Very down there at the bottom. That's a little Froggy. It's like it needs a question mark if it's going to be that size, right? Like Froggy. Yeah. Otherwise, it should be like emphasize. Holy shit! I haven't seen you in 20 fucking years. Oh my god! You're going to save. Oh, she'd have like a nervous breakdown. I feel like.
Right.
Little lackluster. All right. Heather, I don't believe it. Where have you been? I told you I'd find you. 20 years later. Lily, this is my friend Trick Rand. She's like, yep. She does not give a shit. Is Sal with you? Oh, no. Well, I'd love to stay and catch up, but works for me. Stick around. No, I need to go. Bad idea. Worst idea of all time. My dad is lost. He's been missing for a year. I need to find him. There needs me to find him. Lily, going out there alone and unarmed is insane. I'd help you, but my cybernetics seem to be disabled. I'm offline. As soon as I can find Kjell Sin, that's his mother, and reconnect with her, You're offline? You're offline? No! Without Kelson, right? Kelson, you're defenseless. You can't grow armor or weapons. You can't even heal yourself. How are you going to save us? No, wait. There's tears. How are you going to save us?
Yeah, but if you look inside the eyes, let me zoom right here. Look inside her irises, dude. It's Cyberfrog reflecting back. I think that's an awesome little detail. There's so much detail.
This entire book is filled with. Look at his shoulder.
Yeah, it showed his finger shows the daughter Lily, and then his shoulder shows her here.
His other shoulder shows.
Yeah. Say that 5 times fast.
Where's it at?
But the reflections, the way he did his reflections for the chrome is awesome. I absolutely love it. I would think that the characters being reflected would have a little bit more stretch to them, but I don't care. It's fine.
Okay. I've got a critique, Ethan. I gotta say something to you.
Oh man. Stanley's got the critique. I
got some words on reflections like that. So the all-time, my camera's all falling all over. There's an artist. I hope you're familiar with him, but if you're not, for anyone who's not familiar, his name's Jan van Eyck. I think he was a French artist back in the fucking 1800s or something, and he was notorious for painting his own reflection in the backgrounds of these paintings. He would do paintings of like kings and famous people. He was like a big time artist, and he would paint his own reflection in all of his paintings. In one of them, he did the Ghent altarpiece, and it's this chapel. He did this entire like massive background behind the altar in the chapel, and God or Jesus is wearing a crown with 88 rubies, and he painted his reflection in every one of the 88 rubies. Like that was his signature and all the things.
That's pretty cool.
I want to see Ethan Van Sciver's reflection in the crumb. You know what I mean? Like I want to see that homage.
That'd be awesome. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if he hid his like own reflection in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the book gets like this. I love this page right here because I was showing it to.
You don't need his reflection. He just did his character insert right here.
Is that supposed to be him?
No, I'm making a joke.
I see him growing like he just ate a bunch of pie. But I love this part right here. I was showing some junior high kids this book. They're like, "Oh, what book you read?" I'm like, or they're asking what you reading. I'm like, "Oh, Cyberfrog." And I get to this page, and like this guy's running out of the woods. They're having their moment and meeting up, Heather and Cyberfrog, and then this guy runs out, and she's just like, "Bob, stop running! You're panicking. You'll attract more of them." And he's like, "Oh, the murder hermits are coming. I've been stung. Oh God!" And then he just like progressively pops like down at the bottom there. He progressively inflates until he just pops. And I was like reading this, and there's like eyeballs there, his hands there, and it's just. This is awesome. I love this page.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, all the blood splatter and everything, the honey splatter.
Like when it comes to any book that we review, our cameras do not do this art justice whatsoever.
Yeah. I was going to critique art on this, but he is obviously putting time and effort into this. He's got some skills.
Yeah, that's why it takes 3 to 5 years for them to come out.
Yeah.
Well, that and everything else that you get with this book.
I know. I'm just busting balls. Don't come at me, Ethan.
How do you read this onomatopoeia here? Is that like? Is that it?
Yeah,
that's it. That a little bit of in there.
That was perfect.
Oh man! All right. And then we come busting through the blood as Vispas, and he's like instantly starts attacking. You got Heather covered in this blood honey shit, and she's like, "Oh God!" And Lily's like, "Mom, look!" And then Cyberfrog's like, "Just one of them must have." I don't know how to read his accent because I've heard he's supposed to sound like one of the Jerky Boys, but I imagine he's got sort of a robotic voice because he's a Cyberfrog. So I'm not sure how it's supposed to sound, and I cannot do a Jersey accent. So,
after doing all this jumping and leaping and everything, this is a really cool shot, but I don't think I'd ever make that pose in the air. I think that is just what superheroes can do.
It's, I don't know if the pose bothers me. He's a frog. He's like hopping and then kind of like scrunching back, ready to attack. There is a weird pose that he does have on a page. So he's all right. Let's just flip the page. The next page, it's this next panel right here. He starts attacking the Vispas. There is something odd about this top panel, like his foot on the head. I'm not getting impact vibes. Like maybe it needed impact lines or something. I don't know. And it's like a stupid little pet peeve, but just like that Phenomenova drawing, there was no signal other than this crack sound.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of hidden in there. It's kind of hard to see. But other than that, like I'm not getting like impact vibes. And this is a cool scene to do an impact vibe.
Right. Multiple times.
Yeah, I mean this now this bottom left panel in this fight, that is a badass. That could be like a trading card right there.
Yeah.
I like that panel. And paneling itself is kind of rough, man. That's one of my. It's like storytelling. Obviously, is the whole point of a comic book, and telling a story through the panels is difficult. And I like it. I like how he does these panels. I do wish. I wish he did it more like the old Cyberfrogs. And I have an old Cyberfrog to show you what I'm talking about, but it's buried.
Oh, so the more grungy 90s look?
Yeah, it's very like Del Keown-ish. Like the panels will be made up of blood splatters and stuff. Like this is very modern, but it does work with his style because his style is so detailed. If you were to just add more like organic elements to the paneling, that would probably make it way too confusing.
This art is not digital, right? He does this on canvas print, right?
No, it's not canvas. He does this on Bristol board.
Bristol board, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm actually. I was going to say the quality of that artwork, like he does, like such like fantastic job. Like I cannot even imagine how much time it took to draw every single one of these pages, and
hours and days.
And I mean it's deserving. Like the quality of the work that he's doing is deserving of the style. You know, like some people like to put a bunch of like Photoshop layers and stuff in there for color to make it faster, to kind of cover up a lack of, you know, artistic ability.
Right.
And that's not what's happening here.
No.
You know what? Jake.
Yeah.
I got a picture here. I think it's
I love this shot. This is an excellent panel.
That hurts my hand to look at that panel. To imagine drawing that thing.
This right here should have been a poster. I would have that up on my wall.
Oh, that would make a badass poster.
You said blow you up real quick?
Well, I'm trying to find a drawing, but I can't find it. Well, you can. Yeah.
That's all the Peter you get.
All right, here we go. This is the picture I'm looking for right here.
Okay.
Because I got like a bunch of artwork. Drawing Cyberfrog. Of course, I don't even come close to like the level of detail, but dude, this is one of mine that I did. And just the little bits that I showed, I always thought it'd be cool if Cyberfrog used his boot thrusters as like a weapon. But you can see I kind of stayed away from a lot of the little... I added details in like weird places, like on the bottom of his foot and stuff. But I didn't fuck around with those reflections too much because that shit's drive you nuts trying to get that angle right.
I love that art. That looks excellent.
Well, thanks. But it's, yeah.
I want to see reflections. You need to draw his reflection.
I try to do generic reflections, like in, like over here on his shoulder. I kind of showed salamandroids over here. I kind of showed like just a white blotch because I wasn't sure how I was going to color it.
Right.
But yeah. So I was trying to do like...
That should be a cover.
No, maybe. But where are you going to put the title is the problem. I didn't think of... I wasn't drawing it as like a cover. I was thinking more of maybe a trading card, but that's an idea. Anyway, so that's kind of like talking about detailing and shit. Man, that is hard to do. And then he's doing fucking 60 pages of
him
that
on
shit.
Every page of it.
Yeah.
You got one of Salamandroid in there?
Yeah, well, I got one of Salamandroid versus Glorious Rex before I understood how big Inglorious Rex was.
Oh, I get you.
Like, I didn't know how big. I didn't know Glorious Rex was basically like he's like a giant, right? He's a kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
And Salamandroid's what, like 12 feet tall, maybe?
Right.
If he was standing on his legs, I guess. He's a big guy, but he's not that big. So I drew this piece for the fan art contest, and even that, I try to add as much detail and splatter and shit, but yeah, man, there's so many cybernetics trying to keep it all to give it depth.
That reminds me. I don't mean to that. I can't imagine like having gotten to the point where you got on that drawing it to find out that you had one of those foundational flaws. Like that sucks because that artwork is so good.
He didn't have any. He never posted how big the thing was until, and there are a lot of people that drew it like that. But then he came out and said, "No, this thing's huge." And I was like, "Oh," because nowhere on his website and it's like, oh, okay. So I just bowed out. I don't think I drew any more of that.
So there's a famous American illustrator that everybody has seen his artwork. Even if you don't know his name, you've seen him somewhere. His name is Norman Rockwell, and he did a piece one time. There's a couple of times where he had errors like this, but he did a piece one time where he did he used to do the covers of the Post. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Keep going,
man. So Norman Rockwell used to do the illustrations for the cover of a real popular magazine at the time called The Post, and he did one time like it was baseball season starting. So he did one of the umpire brushing off home plate for the first pitch, so that the like it's got the guy up at bat and he's got the umpire and he's like brushing off the home plate, and then you've got the entire crowd in the background ready for this baseball game. And the National Post is like, we can't use this picture. He's like, what are you talking about? It encompasses all of these elements of like the very first pitch of the baseball game, where we've got he's brushing off the plate for the very first time, so we can get the first pitch and the hitter's ready to go, and you've got the crowd ready to go. And the National Post was like, yeah, but in your painting, the umpire is brushing off the plate, and he's got to bend over to brush off the plate. So when they do that, they're on their knees behind the batter. They're going to brush it off in that direction. The umpire is not going to walk out in front of home plate and bend over and moon that entire audience while he brushes off the plate. And they turned down his piece of art because the umpire was mooning the audience. And this was a finished work of art that he had turned in ready to go.
I've seen that piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty famous piece. I have
a famous painting
book. His artwork is so great. I love that style, man. That just Americana.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
No. Didn't Grandpa take one of our Grandpa took classes from him, right?
Yeah. He worked with Norman Rockwell.
He was a student with Norman Rockwell. Or was he a student, or did he worked with him?
He went to Norman Rockwell was a teacher, or he had a class or something, and Grandpa went and did that class with him.
Yeah. And it showed Grandpa's art. It's not that style, but he does like landscapes and stuff. Good stuff.
But he still tries to incorporate that storytelling element into his art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
what up, Felix?
The Cyberfrog detailing on this shit is like every single little chain or not chain, whatever you call that, every little wrinkle in this and all this detailing is fucking insane to do, man. If you're trying to rush through it, it'll look like shit. So you can't. And then on top of that, to get like cool poses and everything, like you're right, this would make a really awesome poster right here.
Yeah, I love that shot. There's a double splash in here of one of the antagonists that I really enjoy. It's mostly green, but I don't know if this is a cat or a rabbit because it looks like it could be both.
Oh yeah, that's what's his name?
I mean, Scorpion does call him my feline friend, so I guess it's a cat, but it could be mistaken as a rabbit.
It's this page right here, right? Or he's talking
no. Cats make excellent bad guys.
I'm talking about this character.
Spite, that's right. Yeah.
Perfect name for a feline character.
I had some questions about this character because I'm not sure if it's a continuity issue or what, but it's let's see here.
Scorpion or Scorpion? Scorpion sounds a lot better.
It is Scorpion.
Yeah. Scorpion.
There's a little of a flinge. There's a little asterisk over there. It's like Scorpion.
Scorpion.
So there's a deleted scene in this book, and I'm not sure if I'm just like retarded or
Right.
what, but Spite in that deleted scene. So it's not in the book, so I guess it's not canon, right? But it's like there's a scene where Scorpion, Cyberfrog was supposed to be Cyberman, right?
Yeah.
And the first whatever, the first Sin bot that came to Earth made Cyberman, and then Scorpion ended up killing him or eating him or some shit. Just bit his head off. It's badass because that guy's like, I'm Cyberman, and then he gets his head bit off like immediately. And then that was an insane. That deleted scenes book was badass because then Scorpion takes his mother, like Cyberfrog's mother comes to Earth. She like throws out those little fetuses things, those eggs, and then they touch the salamander and the Cyberfrog. So she's Cyberfrog's mother and Salamandroid's mother. The same thing happened with Scorpion. I guess the Scorpion got the egg, and so instead of like being like, "Oh, I love your mommy," he's a Scorpion. He's a jackass, so he like is torturing her. It's pretty crazy, man. So Cyberman gets his head bit off, and then they take him apart, right? They use him for parts to make Spite. That would have happened after. Wouldn't that have happened after Cyberfrog was already in the water?
Yeah,
or
that would have happened.
I guess or could it have or maybe it happened before, and that was the flashback, and then I guess Cyberfrog just never knew about it because he seems to know who Spite is in this book. And if that happened after Cyberfrog was already in the water, because he's like, Spite? Oh, what? And so then they have their like battle and everything. He's like familiar with Spite. But Spite is made up of the Cyberman parts. So I don't know. I was confused about that. I don't know if he ever clarified it or not.
It's really weird that they started fighting because I'm pretty sure him and Scorpion were just agreeing like a couple pages earlier before that they need to team up with Cyberfrog to get rid of the Vizpiz.
No. Not at this point. At this point in the story, Scorpion sent Spite there to go work with Cyberfrog, right? That's
what I meant, to team up with him.
Well, he sent Spite there to team up. And then Spite starts attacking him. Like literally the next page. He's there to go work out a deal. And he's like, Chick Rat, I'm going to fuck you up, bitch. And then he starts fucking attacking him. That's not Cyberfrog attacking first. That's Spite attacking first.
Right.
I bet you Scorpion will be pissed. And then I do like how like Spite turns into like this mechanized like garbage pile thing here. It's hard to fucking, I don't know what angle I'm doing. Right here. This shit. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah. So, and then what is it? Cyberfrog pulls hold on, did I skip a page? Where's it at?
Is Scorpion's voice anybody else like hearing Pedro Pascal's voice for Scorpion?
Absolutely not. Don't you do that.
So then like right here, where, god damn it, I can't see. All right. Okay. Cyberfrog puts his hand and pulls a Psycho 66 on him, like brushing his teeth or some shit, and then rips out all his guts, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, it's kind of a crazy ending. Didn't that kill Spite? Like, he seems to be dead right there, right?
I would not hear Pedro Pascal. I would hear one of the cars from the movie Cars, one of the Italian cars, before I hear Pedro Pascal. Oh, Luigi, it's a tire of pizza.
You're not hearing Chris Pratt.
Can you imagine Spite sounding like that, or Scorpion sounding like that? A Cyberfrog, I'm coming to get you. Woohoo!
I killed my mother.
I killed my mother. I kill a Heather. I kill a you, and then I kill a Lily.
I
think I would have to kill a character if it sounded like that.
He might stop getting recipes if he did use Pedro. Did you hear about that, Stanley? Oh, he's not even listening right now.
Yeah, hold on one second.
I'm making cannelloni Cyberfrog. It's going to taste good. I put you in a cannoli.
Gonna make a Cyberfrog leg cannolis. Fuck, I can't do it.
Cyberfrog cannoli. Cyberfrog pizza.
So this page right here, I'm starting to feel like classic Cyberfrog vibes on this page. You got the black panel lines. I like this. Like this, I think looks really cool. And I'm wondering why he went from the white lines over here to the dark lines. Like maybe shit's about to get real. Let's see what happens on the page. Oh no, it went from dark lines to white lines.
Yeah,
you got white lines, and then you do a page, and it's all dark lines.
I think it's because he started using red in these panels because he needed to break it up a little bit more.
Yeah, and it works. Oh, because all the red lettering, the red word lettering,
red background. You need to break it up. Black doesn't break up red that well.
This is a cool couple pages. I feel like I'm reading Batman.
I love the laughing. It is so sadistic.
I like that the Vispis, you can't understand what they're saying until Cyberfrog gets that upload where he can understand all of a sudden what they're saying. And then they sound like SJW, like total SJWs. And that is a cool scene where they're like, guess what? We can see the color red, and everything you think you know about us is wrong. And you're like, what? What the hell?
Wouldn't that just fuck up your day?
And then they like bite off Cyberfrog's tongue right here. That's pretty hardcore. If you notice, his jawline like fits his skull. That's what I was talking about. Although that top jaw is kind of a weird, like imagine chomping down with those. It'd be like biting his gums.
That's very much a Donatello laugh from the scene in the farmhouse. You expect to see a face inside the mouth.
Yeah, I could see that. Like where are the little eyes? The little eyes.
Yeah,
back here?
Right. That would have been awesome.
And then, so basically, like they fuck him up pretty good, man. By the end of this book, he's like, he's fucked. He's got like where's my finger at?
Yeah,
covering that shit up.
So,
all right, so he's got like this spike through the head. And then he's like pretty much dead.
See, I love it when people that have their protagonist actually like take a moment to beat your actual like hero down. I love seeing that. I hate seeing all the Mary Sues that are out there that are untouched through their first like 4 issues. Like they dodge everything. They're the only ones that land a hit. Like they never take any damage. I hate that. I'm talking to you, Last Ronin, with Casey Marie Jones.
This page or this panel right here of Heather is fucking phenomenal. That is what I'm talking about when it comes to like expressions. That is an actual expression of horror. Like, oh shit, they just killed Cyberfrog.
He's definitely got expressions down. There's no denying that.
Yeah, and
he's a phenomenal artist.
Stick through his head, like a spike through his head. So you get it. Like you're like, oh fuck. There we go. Now I got that fixed. Like Cyberfrog's fucked, man. He just got his tongue bit off, and she's just like, no, you know. And they like shrink the no because like the little words, so it's just like a whisper, like, oh, dude,
yeah,
that's it. It's over, and that's the end of the book. There's like one more page, and then we get this preview for Cyberfrog 3 artwork by Dale Keown. I've actually got this poster in the back of the room over there.
That's awesome.
So this is one of my favorite pieces. What's
Cyberfrog is in the poster of Cyberfrog 3. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well,
shocking, isn't it?
This is a great piece of artwork, man. Because if you see in the black and white, it's not apparent right here, but there are hundreds of fucking Vispis behind him, like in the background. Like these are all Vispis right here.
So what do you think's going to happen for Red Extermination after the events in Rekt Planet?
I don't know. He says there's been like clues and stuff in there. I'm curious. So Red Extermination is where they're basically going to go on a full-on attack or something?
So
kind of what I'm thinking. They're going to wipe out the survivors.
Because what happens here is that Cyberfrog finally meets up with Heather Swain, right, and his daughter Lily, because she's about to go out and try and find her dad, even though she's been missing for a year. She's in denial
and
at
then
this
she
point,
goes missing, and they captured her. The Vispis captured her.
Right. So because they've always been able to see red, but everybody still wears red in the little
out in the little colony
gathering that they made out in the woods. I think that is the red extermination. I think
I think that's what's going on.
I think that whole little cabal or whatever you want to call them, I think they're all about to get eliminated.
And then Cyberfrog's going to heal because he's going to get the rapid evolve because at the end of part 2 we see what happens. He gets the ability to rapid evolve. I don't know. Is it too early for spoilers?
I don't think so. Not for Cyberfrog Rekt Planet. But anyway, so Heather takes Cyberfrog back to her new what would you call that place? You call it a it's not a farm. What?
It's a colony. They're survivors.
Colony. So she takes them back to the little colony that she'd become part of, and they all wear red because they believe that the Vespas can't see red. I believe that's going to be the red extermination, and Cyberfrog's going to have to come in last minute and save just a few people, and
few of the important ones.
But the colony, it's very reminiscent of Walking Dead, right? You're hiding from these other outsiders that are the Vespas because they know you're chow for the Vespas, and this little colony, it's very reminiscent of Walking Dead, but I also see pieces of like TMNT when they escape the city and go to the farmhouse and they sit there, they gather their thoughts, they recollect themselves, and then they go back for the final fight. I think that's going to be them taking on the Vespas colony up in the actual city.
That's what I would say part 4 is when they go attack the Vespas. So however they do that. The next book's going to be the colony gets wiped out.
Right.
And then it's going to end with them like, I mean, I don't know, because this right here, this Dale Keown piece, they're on, it looks like they're on one of the spaceships, right? One of the Vispis motherships. So that means maybe by the end, this could be like the last 2 pages of part 3.
I see that as being the end. Yeah, that's exactly how I'm reading that. It's not going to be the beginning.
No, it's not going to be the beginning. Maybe somewhere in the middle, but I doubt it. I think he could totally make this next book all about them getting exterminated, and then whatever dealings he has with Spite and Scorpion, Salamandroid, all that kind of stuff. Figuring they're going to be like, even in this book, he's got like these little side stories, like the one with Lily. There's like a little day with Cyberfrog, and it was kind of it was cute, but it's Cyberfrog and Lily hang out for a day.
Yeah, seeing Cyberfrog like play soccer with the kids, that's very nice. It's very heartwarming. It lets everybody like think more of Cyberfrog than just a freak of nature like they first were when he was introduced to the colony.
There's a lot to be said for that whole slice of life stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and I like that when he's like fucking with Gary Neurotic here.
Yeah.
With the scissors. That's obviously who that is. He's like at the scissors. He's like, I'm gonna cut your fucking head off for shooting me.
That dude reminds me so much of Negan. It's not even funny.
He is a lot like Negan.
But I wonder who the chick in the black and white outfit was with the red glowing eyes. I want to know what she's going to be.
That's what's her name? I can't remember her name.
I don't think they gave it. I don't think they gave her name.
Yeah. Well, if they didn't mention it in here, they might have mentioned like her actual name, but that's Dystopia or something. She's like a witch. She's like, remember she puts a spell on Lily and sends her off looking for her dad, and then Lily gets captured later because she fucking like crazy. And then there's more of her. Because there's Ethan's doing those Diary of Heather Swain, like the prequel books to the whole series. There's going to be a lot more coming regarding her character.
See, even though he's making these extra supplementals, I don't feel like we need them. I just think that they need to come in later on in the story and the actual books. I mean, it's cool that we get the supplementals and everything too. I like extra. That's always awesome. But I don't need it to, well, as the readers, you don't need them to continue the stories with Rekt Planet and Red Extermination and whatever comes after. These are just extras that he wants to do to give more depth and more world building. You don't need it, but it is nice to have.
I like them. They're funny. That the Hearts to Core
it's
had
nice
some funny
that it's not so integral. Yeah, and jammed in.
Yeah. It's an extra thing. You can read it. It does fit with the story, and it's funny.
Sure.
The one with the bear was a funny. It's funny. It's just a funny story on its own. But there's context to that story that involves Gabe El Taib. That's really funny. And when you've heard Ethan tell the story about Gabe El Taib, like coming out and going, "Would it be crazy of me to ask you for this?" And he's like, "Yes, that's insane. Like who asked somebody for that? It's like, would it be crazy? I know we agreed on this much, but would it be crazy of me to ask for double that? You know, like, can you pay me triple what we talked about? Is that too crazy? Yeah, get out of here. Fuck out of here." There's a character like that in that Heartstick Horror that's fucking funny. The gall, like the sheer audacity to ask for the shit. It's the apocalypse, and he's asking for more pillows. It's funny. My arthritis. It's yeah. Can I take your pillow? I know you only got the one, but can I take it? That shit's funny.
Great. Heather Swain's character, I like seeing her like hold it together in front of her daughter, and then seeing her break down with Cyberfrog in the field. I thought that was really cool. That was a good character moment.
Yeah, and you love your character moments.
I am big on character moments because it lets you connect to the characters.
Well, sure. And you're right. I did not care about that scene.
I thought it was nice.
I know. And Ethan even kind of emphasized, and when he was reading it, it was like, he really has like his heart and soul in this scene. So sorry, Ethan. Like, I know.
See, that's it.
It's a real emotional, but I'm a cold-hearted bastard. I did not give a shit about.
Yeah, I don't expect to see any nice little, slice of life scenes in your book.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Anytime you have my word. Anytime Peter's sitting there and like trying to brainstorm a story.
Oh, I do have some.
Anytime he's talking to me and he's like, "I got an idea for a story," I'm going to start implementing as much slice of life shit as physically possible.
It makes me cry. But yeah, feel free to fucking ridicule me when I do it, because I do have some scenes that I'm like, this is gonna get them. Those fuckers. But yeah, it's a beautiful scene. It's very, very beautiful, very sweet.
I like that shot of Heather Swain too. Even though she's crying, it's still it's a good splash page.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a good moment. But then I'm just like, okay, there we go. Dead bodies. That's what I want to read about. These vistas are like, you dig up.
The thing is with Ethan's book is that there's so much detail in it. It makes you linger on the pages so you can actually get those character moments and stay with them for a little bit. Because you're not only absorbing what they're saying, you're absorbing the background, you're absorbing the setting, the character. There's so much detail to keep you on that page long enough to where you're like, yeah, I'm getting it. I'm actually in the world. Drew
like every branch, every leaf, every like detail on the bark. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. The only other book that I've seen come close to this so far is Beckoned by Jeremy. In detail, I mean.
We'll say close.
I said close.
With no cigar.
I said close.
His is like, yeah, you're right. I agree with that. There is a lot of detail in Beck, and that is a beautiful book too. But yeah. Oh, here we go. This is the Lillian Frog. This is like a funny little side thing that they did put in there. Like this could have easily been something that was in the Heartstick Horror, but it made sense to put it in here because he's trying to connect with Lily. And if I'm not mistaken, is that Kelsey? No, this is EVF. The EVS drew this. Didn't Kelsey draw something? in one of these books. It wasn't this one. He might have done something in Heartsick Horror. Oh, and here's where Lily gets brainwashed by the dystopia. She's like, and it's so right. She like rhymes. She like does these little rhyming schemes. And I swear to God, I knew this girl in high school.
Do you think when he created dystopia, you think he was thinking about Helena Bonham Carter?
Who?
Helena Bonham Carter.
I don't know who that is.
That's the actor.
She was the one from.
She was in Fight Club. She was in Hamlet. She was in Alice in Wonderland as the Queen of Hearts. She was in Sweeney Todd. You know, she's that one.
Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
That girl that always plays the crazy chick.
I didn't know her name. Yeah.
I totally
can see
feel
that.
like that's how Helena.
She would
Bonham
be perfect
Carter.
if she was younger. She'd be perfect to play this character. Yeah,
100%.
My Lily, where are you?
Merlin was awesome.
Let's see here. How do you read this? Okay, I would say your father is dragged deep into black mud as they bite his heart and drink his blood, as he cries out, "My Lily, where are you? I am hurt and sad and lost in fog. Have you forsaken your dad for your new friend, the frog?" She's like, she has to like rhyme like a witch would rhyme, you know, like while she's casting a boil and toil and bubble and trouble, like frog watch. Anyways, it's like that kind of shit. And I knew a girl like that. She would talk like she was trying to rhyme. She didn't speak in rhymes, but she did try to talk like a witch. And like, but she was stupid, so she couldn't rhyme very good. She'd like rhyme the same words over and over again.
Every sentence started off with toil, toil, boil, and bubble.
Yeah. Have a pop over, Froggy. You know where that's from.
She was a fan of Hocus Pocus growing up.
Yeah.
Anybody who gets that reference, put it in the chat. I bet nobody gets that.
Oh, yeah. You get a gold star for that one.
What did you say? What was the reference?
Have a pop over, Froggy.
That's some old. Is that 90s or is that 80s? I don't even know.
What was it? Break the piston or the pistol on the piston thing, or the ball on the end of his cane, because he can't speak normal, right? You got to break the hall on the bottom of his cane or something. You know, okay. You don't remember that part?
I don't remember that part.
Mo got it. He got it.
Of course, Mo got it. He gets everything.
I love that movie, man. I can't tell you how many times I watched that.
If I ever need any kind of information from anything, Mo will have it.
It was total 70s, man. That was like the old. It was like a Kermit the Frog Prince movie. It's good. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Have a pop over, Froggy. I got to put that as an outro in my live stream. If I can even find it on the internet. I tried looking for it. The second
part, I thought that was like Red Skelton.
No, you got to like break the hole on the bottom of his cane or something like that.
The poisons in the pestle with the pistol and the.
Oh, that's that Danny Kaye. Danny
Kaye. I said Red Skelton. Danny Kaye.
So what's your final analysis of Cyberfrog, Phenomenova 2, and then the ominous?
There's a lot of Cyberfrog, and I'm fully invested in Cyberfrog right now. I love what's going on with this book. Every time it's a lot of fun to read these books. And this is like you feel like you're getting like a treasure every time you open it up, and this is what you pull out.
I love the chrome foil cover, chromium. That's excellent.
Dude,
I love
this
that.
is a $25 book that's fucking. I feel like I might be ripping them off.
Yeah, right.
Everything that you looked at tonight, was high quality. That was good stuff. I want to see some continuation with some of it before I'm like 1,000% invested. It was all good stuff. Cyberfrog,
Yep.
This is what we need in Hollywood. Like, this is what Hollywood is.
The chalice from the palace has the brew that is true. That's
like
funny.
I said, he would know.
I love Danny Kaye, man.
Yeah, it's all the shit's like sticking to him with the magnets.
Yeah.
Oh my
Cyberfrog
god, dude!
2, I get.
Now I'm gonna have that movie stuck in my head.
He went above and beyond for this book. People can bitch about it all they want. They're wrong. It's a good book. It's entertaining. The art's fantastic. And I'll say the same for Phenomenova issue 2. I gave my qualms about it earlier, but it's still a good story. You get the connection with the characters and everything. I will be backing issue 3, like there's no doubt about it, because I just know that Vaughn Coleman is a storyteller and he can do it. So issue 3, I expect him to ramp it up a little bit this next time. And then just looking at the sneak peek of Ominous coming from an Elliot Rodriguez. Yeah. I'll back it. I still don't know what to expect story-wise because it's just action sequences, but I do love the character designs, and I think Elliot's going to do really well on delivering. I don't know if he's going to have an editor on it or not. I would highly recommend one if he doesn't, but all 3 of these books are going to be awesome. I'll be backing every single one of their sequels, and if you don't like it,
we just wish you would get the hell out of my face! Get out of my face!